Today on Another World.
You know, Mitch, I want your disco to be a success, too. You know, that's why I gave you the money and everything.
Don't forget what this money is buying you.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Number one, it's giving you the right to be Mrs. Corey without any interference from me, but it doesn't buy you everything. It doesn't buy you the right to come in here, break into my place, tell me how to run my life, and tell me what woman to see.
Somebody probably planted it in there.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Well, Mrs. Bancroft couldn't have put it in there by herself, but can you imagine Mrs. Bancroft carrying around a gun?
You'd be very surprised at some of the things Mrs. Bancroft could do.
Was on the gun you found?
That's right.
Well, whose fingerprints are they?
If you ever decided to set up something in Houston, something big, I mean, Stryker would back you up all the way, just the way he did Kevin.
He certainly did well by Kevin.
I come with the deal.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
Bother to knock.
Morning. Want to talk to you?
So you just barge in without waiting to find out if I want to talk to you?
I didn't really expect to find you here.
Obviously.
You haven't been around for a couple days.
I don't have to count to you for my whereabouts, Janice.
You know, I really thought you'd finally decided to give up.
I never give up on anything I want.
Well, maybe you should this time. You know, because there's no way you're going to break up Mac and me again. I've got him, and I'm going to keep him.
What makes you so sure it's Mac I want?
Oh, you really expect me to believe that you're going to give up trying to get him back?
Well, right now, Janice, all I really want to do is finish this piece of sculpture that I've been commissioned to do.
Ah, and the reason that you want to finish it here is because of Mac.
Is that what you want to think?
Mm-hmm. I'm going on thinking it as long as you're here at the complex.
Suit yourself.
You know, you really should care a little bit more about appearances.
What appearances, Janice?
Everybody knows what the situation is, Rachel.
You've taken a poll?
Oh, no, I don't need to.
Janice, if there's gossip at the complex, how do you know it's not about you?
Aren't you forgetting something? I'm Mac's wife, not you.
Well, you think that's going to keep people from assuming the worst about you?
Mac and I are together now, and we are happier than we've ever been before.
For the moment.
How awkward it must have been for you to run into us over Brian's the other day when you thought we'd broken up. You really looked quite stunned.
I get it. You're here to gloat.
I was as uncomfortable as you were.
Well, what are you bringing up, then?
It's in hopes that we won't have another confrontation or encounter in the future.
Well, that's your problem, Janice.
You don't belong here, Rachel, and you know it.
Listen, if you don't want to run into me, what are you doing in my office?
I know what you're doing. Why, what's so amusing?
I think you're the one that's obsessed with Mac.
He's my husband. I have a right to be.
How do you know I haven't moved on to somebody else?
Oh, how lucky for all of us if that happened.
Have you said what you came to say?
I think we know where each other stands right now.
Are you going to let me get back to work?
Oh, sure.
Who is it?
Mr. Blake.
How refreshing. Somebody with manners. Come in.
Mrs. Corey, how are you?
Hi, Mitch. How are you?
Mitch? How's everything going?
Fine, thank you.
Awkward, isn't it?
What's that?
Two Mrs. Coreys in the same room.
Yes, the receptionist had some trouble with that.
Well, just remember, I'm Rachel Corey, and she's Mrs. Mackenzie Corey.
Yes, it would be nice if everybody remembered that distinction, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm sure you'll make sure that they do.
Well, now that we've had that nice little lesson in etiquette, which Mrs. Corey are you here to see?
Rachel.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm trying to get her to do a sculpture for the disco.
So you said.
Oh, you discussed this with Janice, huh?
Well, I was looking for you the other day, and she asked how we knew each other.
I was a little surprised by what Mitch said.
Why?
Well, think your sculpture is appropriate for a discotheque?
Well, I'm sure that Mitch wouldn't want to commission it if it wasn't.
Does that mean you're going to do it?
Means I'm thinking about it.
I see.
You have reservations?
What difference does it make to you if I have reservations?
Well, you're such a great expert on discos. I mean, you've written an article on them.
I researched it. I didn't write it.
It's all right.
And I don't consider myself an expert.
Well, I thought Mitch had shown you all the hot spots around New York.
No, he showed me the hot spot where he manages the disco.
Oh, I see. I thought you two were out in town together.
No. Discos aren't my scene, Rachel.
Well, then you couldn't hope to know what would be appropriate in a disco, could you?
From what I know about Mitch's plans, I don't think your sculpture would be appropriate, no.
Mitch has discussed his plans with you?
I know it's a disco. Now, I think your sculpture belongs more in museums or galleries, not where people dance.
Well, that's a lovely compliment, Janice.
Not necessarily. I mean, art should go anywhere, even discos. And the more people see it, the better.
That's a good point.
Mr. Corey has paintings in his reception area here.
I think there's a world of difference between a publishing house and a discotheque.
Mitch, why don't you come over to the house later? And you can see some of my work and we can decide then.
Good idea.
Well, I've got things to do, so I'll be leaving.
Goodbye.
You know, she just might be right. Then again, I've never known her to be right about anything. I'm sorry. I guess I shouldn't joke to you about Janice.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. Her brother's in trouble. Did you know that?
No, I haven't heard.
Oh, I thought you were friends.
No, only to the extent that we worked on an article together. I helped her out.
Well, did you know about Kirk Laverty's murder?
Only from what I've read in the paper.
Oh. Well, her brother has gotten arrested for it, so I'm feeling sort of sorry for her.
Sorry for her?
No, not really at all. I feel very sorry for her brother.